Yeah. I'd like to welcome everybody to my podcast. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to this podcast show, man. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate everybody tuning in, taking time out their day to listen to your boy. You know what I'm saying? So I highly appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to take time out to thank everybody for the support. Thank everybody for listening. Thank you, everybody who, shares my content, man. You know what I'm saying? Because without you guys, you know what I'm saying, I would be nothing. Without you guys, you know what I'm saying, nobody would, know about me, because you share my content. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely appreciate that. I just want to take time out to thank everybody for that. You heard? But today, man, I want to talk about something that's not really talked about in the news or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to talk about so-called black missing women that go missing every year. You know what I mean? And this is something that doesn't get the light on it, far as like media coverage. If you're not really like checking out like not checking out the news on the TV, you really don't see no coverage on, the missing black women that go missing each and every year. The hundreds of thousands of women go missing each and every year, and nobody knows. Know what I mean? Nobody knows. Like, people think that it's just only blue-eyed, blonde, you know what I'm saying, Caucasian women that go missing all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case. There's all types of ethnicities of people that go missing each and every year, but you don't hear about it. Here in America, you don't hear about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear about it at all. All types of people go missing. Latino women go missing. You know what I'm saying? Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, like, there's all types of people that go missing, man. And you rarely see the coverage. And if you do, know what I'm saying, you do see some coverage about, a sister go missing or a different nationality of a person going missing. You'll see it for like two minutes at best. You know what I'm saying? You won't see the super coverage that you see if a Caucasian blonde-eyed 25-year-old and under, you know what I'm saying, go missing. You won't see the media coverage like that. Know what I mean? So this episode is, dedicated to, not dedicated, but to put people on alert, you know what I'm saying, that so-called black women do go missing as well. Maybe more, you know what I mean? Maybe more. I don't know. I haven't looked at the stats and anything like that, as far as like what nationality of women's are, end up missing the most. But I think it's something that needs to change. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about other outlets of media that are not like, the news on the TV, and that's been, that can be, manipulated to force an agenda or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I love that the internet is becoming its own, like, there's so many other sources of information that you can get from the internet. YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You got, what's the other one? Telegram. That's another one you guys need to check out and have on your phone. The Telegram app, you know what I'm saying, where you can find other channels of independent news that's not, have any type of government control over it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get into this article, man, that I came across. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically breaking down how many young black girls go missing each and every year that, gets no news coverage or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get into this article, guys, and, let's get into it. So tens of thousands of black women vanish each year. Okay, so this is from, what website is this? npr.org, and it's called Missing Black Women Girls Left Out media ignored. Okay, so we're gonna get into this. Tens of thousands of black girls and women go missing every year. Last year, that figure was nearly 100,000. Yet their cases hardly ever grab national headlines. A fact, you don't hear nothing. I mean, 100,000 women, nearly 100,000 women went missing. And did you see one on the news on your TV screen? Did you get an Amber Alert about that? You know what I'm saying? Did you get an Amber Alert about these women missing? Usually when you get an Amber Alert, her name is Amber. Most of the time, if you know what I'm saying. So, let's continue on. So, a journalist in California is doing what she can to try to change that by telling as many of their stories as she can and hopefully help them get the justice they deserve. So, our Black Girls Center. Okay, so our Black Girls Centers on the often untold stories of the black girls and women who have gone missing or, in some cases, were found dead under mysterious circumstances. So, launched by the journalist and activist Erika Mary Rivers in 2018. The website is a one-woman show. Rivers spent her nights combing missing persons database, archives, news footage, old articles, and whatever other information she can find to piece together these stories. And she does it all after her day job. So that's pretty dope, man. She takes out time on her day, knowing that she's got a job, she's probably got a family, you know what I mean? And, she decides to give back to her community by, shedding light on this tragic, thing that's going on with these missing women. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, a lot of these people that go missing is due to the fact that is some underground organ stealing. You know what I'm saying? Goes on too as well. So, that could be a possible thing, where people are going missing for their organs. That's a big business, the black market with the organs, you know what I'm saying? That's a real huge big business, you know what I mean? So Rivers, 39, has worked in entertainment journalism for more than a decade. For her regular job at a music news website, she works an evening shift from 4 p.m. to midnight. All right, and the article goes on to say, but her nights don't end there. After she finishes her first job, she dives into her second, often working on stories for our black girls well into the night. Since the website inception 3 years ago, Rivers has published an article roughly every other day. It's a grueling schedule, but she keeps it up because, as she explained, she could have easily been one of these missing girls and women. Anyone could. You know what I'm saying? And this is a terrible thing. Actually, now that I just remembered, my queen went through something recently where a guy tried to snatch up one of her family members, man. Guy tried to snatch up one of her family members, and how the story went, her mother, went to the grocery store, know what I mean? And she ran in her house real quick to use the bathroom, left the girl in the car. But, she was just running in to go use the bathroom. And then she was going to come back and get the little girl, you know what I'm saying? The little girl, I think, is 1 or 2 or something like that. So, you know how you got to, when you got to use the bathroom super bad, like you really got to go, you know what I'm saying? But she wasn't going to leave the girl in the car that long. While she's in the bathroom, some guy tried to snatch her up, you know what I'm saying? Luckily, it didn't prevail. Like he did snatch her up, but he snatched her up, I think he tied her up or something like that, and somehow the little girl got loose and ran back home. Like it was something amazing that she did, like, you know what I'm saying? And she gave the police a very detailed description of the guy. Like, I believe they caught him. Like, know what I mean? It was amazing how this little girl remembered everything. Remembered the guy, like she remembered everything. I think she's got like a photographic memory. Like, it was amazing how this little girl broke free. Like, know what I'm saying? That could have been a tragic story. You know what I'm saying? But again, that would have been a story that, you know, you wouldn't have probably heard that on the news because of her skin tone. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to continue on with this article, man. And so many of the stories that Rivers writes about, the victims are walking down the street or they're just going to the store. Like I just said, like, you know what I mean? Or they'll be right back. And then they just disappear, she says. It could happen to me at any time. Word. Like, you know what I mean? I believe that, you know, women, you got to be super duper careful. Super duper careful. I think, especially black women, you know what I'm saying? You guys just walk around like, you know what I'm saying? You don't pay attention to your surroundings. You guys just, you know, a lot of you women don't even bear arms. You know what I'm saying? This is the culture with other, you know, other nationalities, you know, for, you know, like especially Caucasians. They make sure that women know how to shoot. You know what I'm saying? They might take some self-defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not in all cases, but 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandpa's, like my grandpa's generation was about that gun action, man. They were about that gun action, man. You know what I'm saying? My grandpa's made sure that all the women in his family were strapped. Shotgun or handgun or both. Pick one or pick all of them. And you're going to learn how to shoot and you're going to learn how to box. Word. Like my mom's had hands. Like I seen my mom's whip out grown men. Grown ass men. Whip them out. And I'll be standing like, yo, what the? Did she just do? Mom's was no joke. Mom's was no joke. But that's the thing. Like today, with the way things are in our community, like that's why so many sisters go missing, because they don't have that male influence. You know what I'm saying? That's why you need men in your life. You know what I'm saying? Good men in your life. And you women be passing good men all day long and giving them such a hard time, a lot of you women. And the things you be looking for, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous and it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women today look for the financial first and everything else is whatever. It's like most women is like, what can you do for me today? Instead of getting them a strong man that's gonna know what I'm saying. And what I mean by a strong man is not like about, you know, beating up everybody, you know what I'm saying? Want to beat up everybody or want to shoot somebody. It's about showing you how to protect yourself, because women, you guys are not wired for war. Let's just tell it how it is and just let's keep it all the way 100. You guys are not wired for war. You know what I'm saying? You guys, a lot of you women don't think about getting firearms and all that. You know what I'm saying? And you women be walking around here, you know what I'm saying? You know how many predators are out here? Rapists are out here. And I be seeing like little kids walking this, this stuff is crazy, man. I be seeing young kids walking the street by themselves, like 4 years old walking. Like what? I don't know how, stuff is just so different today, man. Just so different. And you know what I'm saying? This is why it's important for you to have a male, you know what I'm saying? It's about, I'm going to show you about, okay, you need to have a firearm. You need to go to the range and shoot and practice. You need to learn about self-defense. Know what I mean? And a lot of you women be talking that I don't need a man stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you see what's going on today with a lot of these women who said that I don't need a man, was talking that I don't need a man for years. You know what I'm saying? Walking by the good man, you know, had the job, you know, worked a 9 to 5, and they wanted the sucker who was, you know, doing the illegal thing. You know what I'm saying? In the streets. Women got to cut that out, man. A woman needs a man and a man needs a woman, period. I don't care how you try to flip it. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why a lot of you women be talking that I don't need a man stuff is because all the government programs that, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of you women can get, you know, that right there, you know what I'm saying? That replaced the man. And, you know, before all these government programs, you kind of on the man to bring home the bacon. Let's keep it all the way official. You know what I'm saying? The government gives you the reason to be screaming that I don't need a man stuff. Facts. And that's why you be screaming it. If all these government assistance programs, and this is not directed towards any nationality. It's directed towards the women who be screaming that I don't need a man stuff, but on all this government assistance. If the government was to take away all these government programs to hold you down when you have all these kids, what would you do? How would you protect yourself? How would you house yourself? You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. If you need it, you need it. Know what I mean? If you need it, you need it. Know what I'm saying? Everybody go through something where they need a little help or something like that. I'm not talking that. Know what I'm saying? I've been on food stamps and all that at times. Know what I mean? Stuff gets real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're in a predicament where you need some help. But the whole object of the thing is not to stay on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the key to it. Don't stay on that stuff forever. And then if the longer you stay on it, the more it becomes a crutch. And people fall for that trap. Like, know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I know I'm getting off track, but that's a trap. You know what I'm saying? And the longer you stay on it, it becomes a crutch. And this is why a lot of women scream, I don't need a man, because they're on public assistance. Just saying. Just saying. But that's not going to be around forever. I'm telling you that right now. All that public assistance stuff, that's getting ready to be gone. Because the dollar is dead. But I'm not going to get into that in this podcast episode. I'm going to stay on course. So we're going to continue on with this article. Okay, where did I leave off? Let me see. Okay, and I know there are a lot of stories like that about girls who like me, and so why I am not seeing them as much as I'm seeing everything else. Okay, did I leave off? Yeah. I guess this is what she was talking about. Somebody asked her a question, but I'm gonna start right here. Okay, there are other blogs and organizations that focus on missing Black people, but as River says, I can do it. That's the point. Okay, each post on River's site chronicles the stories of how a Black girl or woman went missing and provides a fuller picture of who she is and how much she is loved based on information from friends and family. Sometimes the victims' loved ones will reach out to Rivers and express their gratitude after seeing the post. Often they're just frustrated by their local police department and lack of action, and are just grateful that someone somewhere has noticed and cared. Yo, I got another story, man. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend. You know what I mean? Her niece went missing. She was missing for like 2 weeks, and her niece went missing. They're looking for, so they went to the police to put in a missing woman's report. You know what I'm saying? Her niece, I think, was like 23, 22. She was a sister, and they got no support from the police department. You know what I'm saying? The police department act like they didn't even want to look for her. You know what I'm saying? They act like they didn't want to look for her. And they kept, calling the police department every single day, bugging the hell out of them. Like, they had to literally, call them every day. Like, every day they had to call them because they weren't doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And finally, after after probably about another 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying, they got off their butt and actually went to look for her, and they ended up finding her in the trunk, you know what I'm saying, of her car, I believe. Her car, they're calling it a suicide, but who knows if it was like foul play or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is telling you guys that the police didn't even look for her. Why? Because she wasn't Caucasian, blonde with blue eyes. You know what I mean? And it's not just black girls and women. It's other races of women that go missing. Indian, you know what I'm saying? Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, like, you know what I mean? I mean, Haitian, and you don't see no coverage. You know what I'm saying? Just like they manipulate news and show you just, you know what I'm saying, so-called black people getting killed by police all the time. Well, now that's not the case. I looked up the numbers. Of groups of people who are actually murdered by police officers. If I can remember, Caucasians was number one. And it was so-called black people number 2. And then it was like, I think it was like Mexicans number 3 or 4, and then Native Americans or something like that, 5 or something like that. Or no, was it Chinese? I don't know. I don't remember. But Caucasian was number 1. But what you see on TV and the news is it's always a brother being killed on the news, or a sister being killed on the news. You don't ever see the Caucasian, even though their numbers are way higher. I wish I had the stats in front of me. Their numbers are way higher. But continue on to this article, guys. Other people reached out because they're surprised they never heard of a case or even thought it's something that happened right in their town. Yeah, this stuff happens all the time. And it happens because they don't, because no one cares. You know what I'm saying? So you snatch up an African American girl or a woman, and nobody's going to care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to care, because you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? You don't see it on the television. That's why I hate TV, man. I hate TV. I hate the news because that's all controlled. The news on the TV, all that stuff is controlled, man. You know what I'm saying? They control the narrative. You know what I mean? They control the narrative. If you go and check the actual stats, you'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Go check the stats of nationalities of people who are killed by police officers. It's not so-called black people. It's Caucasians, actually. You'll be surprised by the numbers. You know what I'm saying? But the narrative that you see all the time is, and not trying to say that, I'm on the police side of what they do, you know what I'm saying? And not saying that I hate the police. I don't hate the police. I just hate bad cops. It's a difference, you know what I'm saying? I got family members that are police officers, you know what I'm saying? My uncle was a state trooper, you know what I'm saying? He retired as a state trooper and then became a U.S. Marshal. So I don't hate no police officers, you know what I'm saying? I have an aunt, she was a Buffalo police officer, know what I mean? So, no. But we're going to continue on, man. Let's see. Black girls and women were reported missing at a disproportionate rate last year. In 2020, 268,884 girls and women were reported missing in the United States, according to the National Crime Information Center. A third of those reports missing were black, far greater than their share of the overall female population. Okay, so we got a chart right here sharing the missing girls and women, black girls and women. It said white girls and women, 60%. Black girls and women is at like 35%. Okay, and when you see white, you know what I'm saying? How you actually know that those numbers are actually correct? You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody is using using that status as white, you got other people from other countries use that label as white when they come here and put white on all of these applications and stuff like that. So those numbers might be actually inflated because of that. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to continue on, guys. On one occasion, Rivers wrote about a man who had murdered an entire family and the daughter of the woman killed by the same man in a separate incident reached out to her, hoping she share her mother's story too. Rivers hopes that the publicizing these stories will reignite interest and authorities will force to take another look. Authorities don't care, man. They don't care. Like I said, if you're not blonde hair, blue eyes, and I'm not trying to make it a one-sided thing, but every time you turn on the news or TV, that's all you see. You don't see no other nationalities being, it's a game they're playing, when it comes to the news. It's a game they're playing, you know what I'm saying? It's a game. They're playing with everybody's head, you know what I'm saying? They control the narrative. I don't want to be just the latest person who writes about these girls and these women. She says, I want there to be an end to their story, an end to their chapter, whether we find out what happened, whether somebody got justice, whatever it is. Okay, and then the title goes, The Media Ignores Missing Black Women. The girls and women that go missing at a high rate, but it isn't reflected in the news coverage of missing person cases. In 2020, of the 284,844 girls and women who were reported missing, 90,333, or nearly 30% of them, were black, according to the National Crime Information Center. Meanwhile, black girls and women account for only 15% of the U.S. female population, according to the census data. In contrast, white girls and women, which include those who identify as Hispanic, made up of 59% of the missing, while accounting for 75% of the overall female population. In light of these numbers, the disproportionate media attention on missing white girls and women is glaring. Often described as missing white women syndrome, I would call it that. Yeah. There was a skit that somebody did. Was it Chris Rock? I can't remember. It was pretty funny on that. Yeah. Because the media is out for money. You know what I'm saying? They know that's going to give the most attention. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about the person, I don't think. Know what I mean? It's about the bread. It's about ratings. The media is just like any other show. Like, you know what I'm saying? They talk about things that's going to get them ratings. What comes with ratings? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, know what I mean? The term most recently made headlines when MSNBC host Joy Reid discussed the Gabby Petito case. Petito was reported missing after her boyfriend returned from a cross-country trip without her. Her case attracted national coverage, but put a spotlight on the harsh realities that people in other demographic groups don't receive the same attention when they vanish. Yep. Her story was all over the place, yo. I mean, every channel, all over YouTube, TikTok. I'm like, yo, who is this? Who is this chick? Like, But it's that missing white woman syndrome. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible, man. Everything should be balanced. You know what I'm saying? Everything in life should be balanced. You know, even everything in life is supposed to have a balance. You have a yin and a yang. You have a positive and negative. You have a left and a right. You know what I'm saying? Everything's supposed to have a balance. You know what I mean? Everything, man. And this, just like with music. Music is not balanced today. You know what I'm saying? Look at the way things are now with this music. You know, back in the day, music was about love and, you know, unity, relationships, you know what I'm saying? Marriage. And look at it today. And look how people act today. Like, you know what I mean? But when it comes to missing with people, it's just like all you see is it one-sided. It's just one-sided. So let's continue on, man. Authorities covered in Wyoming to research for Patillo and found her remains in a national park. In the same state, more than 400 indigenous girls and women went missing between 2011 and the fall of 2020, according to state report. Indigenous people made up 21% of homicides victims in Wyoming between 2000 and 2020, despite being less than 3% of the state's population. The disparity can be seen in the media. Only 18% of indigenous female victims received coverage. However, among white victims, 51% were in the news. To be clear, Rivers explained it's not about asking for more attention or being in competition. It's not. With white people, it's about other groups getting, exactly, that's what it's about. Other groups getting the same amount of coverage. You know what I'm saying? It's not about, you know, us being, you know what I'm saying? It's about getting the same amount of coverage. This is why we need our own thing. This is why we need our own news. This is why we need our own hospitals. This is why we need our own schools. You know what I'm saying? We need our own businesses. You know what I'm saying? But we need more than the businesses. We need our own grocery stores. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's why I like the internet as far as like getting underground news. You know what I'm saying? And it not being, you know, perpetuated, you know, with, you know what I'm saying, being controlled and, you know, and people just pushing one narrative, you know what I'm saying, to get people all off their game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to continue on, man. To be clear, Rivers explained it's not about asking for more attention or being in competition with white people. It's about other groups of getting the same attention as white victims and having their lives honored in the facts. They do it in the military, you know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, somebody passed away in the military who was at war, it's a Caucasian. 99.9% of the time. But other ethnicities, you know what I'm saying? They fight in the military as well. You know what I'm saying? African Americans, you know what I'm saying? My uncle, you know what I'm saying, fought in Afghanistan, like, you know what I mean? Mexicans fight in the military, Latinos fight in the military. It's just like, yo, what the hell? They can't be, you know, they can't have, what's it called? They can't have American pride too. They can't be, you know, militant, not militant, but militant. I guess that's the word. I don't know if that's the word. You know what I'm saying? They can't have, you know what I'm saying? They can't wave the flag. They can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't wear the flag. Only Caucasians wear the flag. It's just like, yo, it's just so one-sided, yo. It's just like, we're so one-sided. You know what I'm saying? It just needs to be equal. You know what I'm saying? When somebody dies in the military, it all matters. Whoever passes away, it all matters, man. It all matters, man. It all matters. Whoever passes away in the military, who fights for this country, it don't matter, man. It all matters. You know what I'm saying? It all matters. And you know, like I said, my uncle, he lived that military life all his life. Since he was 18 years old and he joined the Coast Guard. He don't know nothing but the military, man. Man, know what I'm saying, been through the Coast Guards, the Army, you know what I'm saying, high ranking in the Army, got out, became a state trooper, retired after 15 years, you know what I'm saying. I thought he was just gonna chill. I would just chill, you know what I mean. You getting a check every, you know what I'm saying. Nah, he couldn't chill. Became a U.S. Marshal. Like, man, what? Come on, man. But if he was to pass away in the military, would he get the same light? No, he wouldn't get the same light. Well, I don't know, because my uncle that I'm talking about, he's very fair skinned, so he looks like a Caucasian. I mean, he looks like a Caucasian. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He might. I don't know. You know how it is in America. Lighter, what's the word? Lighter the better. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is in America. You know what I'm saying? Not the way I think, but you know how it is in America. So, okay, where did I leave off? Yeah, getting the same shine. I am talking about getting the investigation up to par with what is already going on, she explains. And I think when we bring that awareness, especially when it comes to indigenous women and black women, we're like, hey, we exist as well. It's not to say stop searching for the white women. It's like searching for our woman as much as you do anybody else, and make sure that whatever energy that you place into one case is the same energy that you place in other cases. Facts. Just be even, man. You know what I'm saying? You can help support efforts to find the missing. Rivers isn't the only one trying to highlight these cases. Two black women funded the Black and Missing Foundation in 2008 to bring attention to thousands of black people who go missing every day in USA, and podcasts like Crime Noir and Black Girl Gone and Black Girl Missing. So these are the things that if you see somebody who recognize them from a missing, if you happen to see their picture hanging up or something. So they got the Black and Missing Foundation. What else? They have podcasts like Crime Noir and Black Girl Gone and Black Girl Missing are working tirelessly to honor these stories as well. There is power in forming community. We really are our sister's keepers, Rivers says. For others who want to be part of the solution, Rivers suggests staying informed of what's happening, especially in your own community, and sharing the information that you do see. That can mean retweet a missing person alert or sharing it on Facebook. Contact your local news organization and investigative agencies and ask for updates. You can also support those who are doing the work through blogs and podcasts, as well as via Instagram accounts and Facebook groups dedicated to keep people informed on the cases of missing black girls and women. However, Rivers warns against sensationalizing someone's real life tragedy and ever-present risk in the true crime community. Remember that these were actual human beings with families and with hopes and dreams and purpose, she says. These are real humans that laughed, cried, smiled, and did not expect not to see tomorrow. Did not expect to vanish off the face of the earth. And I want to make sure that they are respected and honored. Every post on Our Black Girls ends the same. She is our sister and her life matters. And that is something that must be remembered, guys. So this podcast was to help in those efforts. This podcast episode was to help in those efforts into finding these young ladies and women who are missing. You know what I'm saying? I hope that a lot of these women that go missing each and every year, that they are found, hopefully. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we as a country, we got to do better. You know what I'm saying? as a country, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed here in America, you know what I mean? And that's one of them, you know what I'm saying? To make it equal all around the board. And I wasn't trying to, put one group of people over another. This wasn't the case of this episode, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do my part, you know what I mean? Because that could have been, somebody in my family go missing, you know what I'm saying? I would want, the help from law enforcement to help me find her. You know what I mean? That could be any one of my family members or my girl, you know what I'm saying? My lady, my queen, that could be her or her daughters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should be equal around the board for everybody, not just a certain group or a certain look, you know what I'm saying? Just to get ratings. You know what I mean? Everything today in America is about money, man. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing that you see on TV, nothing of that stuff comes from the heart. None of that stuff comes to help people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, America's just, I don't know what America is today, man. It's just not what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that we used to, like, people used to get coverage. Like, we never really got coverage anybody else except for a certain group and a certain look. You know what I'm saying? So we just need to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? You expect to, you have these government agencies. You really would think that they would step up to the plate and, do what we pay them to do with our tax money. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we pay taxes, man. And these people, like, I don't know, man. But I hope that these women are found, man, and I hope they are safe. But that's my take in this podcast episode, guys. Thank everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Please share this with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that will help my podcast grow. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate that. But that's my take. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9, and I just want to say peace and love to everybody. Take care. One.